Gaming in 2025 was so full of huge games that climbed the ratings charts that sometimes really good games can slip through the cracks. So I went and I found 10 games that you might have missed, and all these games have something in common. They have solid scores from the critics, but they have noticeably stronger scores with the user base. I also tried to pick games that were on multiple platforms so more of you have a chance to try them, and I also tried to pick games across a large spectrum of varieties and genres so that there's something for everybody. Now, there's also a lot of sales going on right now. This is the week of Christmas after all. Happy holidays, regardless of what you celebrate or how you celebrate. It's a good week to game and to snag some games on sale. So if you're looking for games over the holiday break to break into the new year or to do something while you're passing the time sitting around, I hope this list helps you. And I've saved the weirdest game for last, so make sure you stick around for that. Now, a lot of these games aren't just on sale. Their standard prices might fluctuate depending on platform. It seemed pretty uniform, and sometimes there's a sale on some of the platforms, but not all. So if anything doesn't match exactly what I said in this video, things just might have changed depending on when you watch this. And I'm going to start with one that I know you've heard about, but I think for some people it landed at the end of the year and it might have already fallen off your radar, and I am meaning to check this one out. Once I can pull my kids away from Fortnite, they're actually starting to work together and play Battle Royale together, which I kind of love. It's cute hearing them, like, you know, do call outs and stuff, but I really want to check out this game with them because I do love couch co-op. Now, if you're watching this later, be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. I do a Safe for Work live gaming podcast Monday through Friday here on YouTube, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel and make sure you're hitting the like button. So coming in at number 10 is, again, one you probably heard of this one, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. It is only $30. It's on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox, Switch 1 and 2, and it's a straightforward game, right? 1 to 4 players, both local as well as online co-op. It landed an 81 on OpenCritic, but the user scores are much stronger. Currently on Steam, it has an 88. PlayStation, it has a strong 95% from the user rating, and Xbox, it has an 84. Now, this is the perfect knock-around brawler type of game. If you played Shredder's Revenge or any of the X-Men arcade games back in the day that looked like this is well worth checking out. It's perfect for some couch co-op, or it also features online co-op as well if you're wanting to kind of drop in and drop out. This is a great one for sitting around over the holidays. If you got people that want to do some couch co-op, this is definitely one worth checking out. This is something I typically do whenever I go up to Thanksgiving to spend time with my nephews. We end up playing a lot of Vampire Survivors because it's a great couch co-op game. This one certainly would have been a blast if we would have been able to make time for it, but we were playing other games at the time. So definitely make sure you check out Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I've heard nothing but good things. Now, that's probably the one title that you've heard of. The rest of these you probably haven't heard of. So coming in at number 9 is a game called Dunjungle, and this is a 2D action-packed roguelite about a monkey hero protecting the jungle from the rise of a corruptive power. It's $20. It's on PC, PS5, Xbox, and Switch 1 and 2. It features a playable demo on all platforms, which is great if you just want to try it out. It got an 82 on OpenCritic, but users gave it a 96 on Steam and an 85 on PlayStation. So like I said, most of these games are going to have stronger scores with the users, which is why I wanted to bring them to your attention. They sort of slip down the rankings on OpenCritic and Metacritic, and yet they can be very fun and very good games. And since it offers a demo on all platforms, if this style of gameplay is up your alley, be sure to check this one out. It's called Dunjungle. It's spelled D-U-N Jungle, all one word. And this one's actually on my wish list, so I may end up finally checking this one out, looking for something to play. I'm trying to get all of the guns maxed in Returnal, and then I want to do a replay of Control because they added a bunch of great stuff and like made it look even better on the PS5 Pro. And then the announcement for the stinking sequel to Control, it just has me so jazzed. But that's not on this list. I just wanted to make sure and talk about that because that's kind of what's in my my docket next. Now, this next one might sound familiar, but for the wrong reasons. This one's called iRobot. No, not the movie with Will Smith. This is how they describe this game on Steam. Jeff Minter is back with another unique take on a 1980s Atari arcade game, iRobot. Reimagined in Minter's signature assault of colors, shapes, and sounds, this new take on the eclectic arcade title is built from the ground up with new challenges, new twists, and a whole lot of llamas. Now, it does offer VR support. You might see that up there in the corner. It'll work with your PSVR 2. It also supports PC VR if you'd like, but you do not have to play this game VR. It is $15. It's currently on sale on PC, PlayStation 5, and Switch. It is the standard price currently on Xbox. Now, this is definitely one of the more unique titles that I had to show you today. It features 55 levels that are arcade, 3D action, bullet hell elements, as well as some platforming. Now, this got an 83 on OpenCritic, but users gave it a 90% on Steam and a 95 on PlayStation. So again, this one might have slipped past your radar, and it's definitely of the more unique style and aesthetic. And I did want to grab games across a wide variety, and this next one is definitely one that I wouldn't play, but I know lots of people like them, and this one's 2 Point Museum. Now, this is definitely a game that won't get in rotation with me. This is just not the kind of games that I enjoy, but I know folks really, really enjoy these games. It's a casual strategy sort of sim, city builder style game where you create and curate and manage museums. It's $30. It's on PC, Xbox, PS5, and Switch 2. Now, it got a solid and very respectable 85 on Metacritic, but the users gave it an even stronger score. On PC, it has a 96 on Steam, and on PlayStation, it has a 94. That means people that like these kinds of games and like this genre, or in fact like this franchise, are having a good time. I remember back in the day I had to play 2 Point Hospital. It was sort of a Twitch bounty or something way back in the day. I remember enjoying the systems and the very straightforward nature of the game. I could see why people like them, and given the user score, I would definitely think that this one is worth checking out if you enjoy these types of games. And the next one just came out recently, and it's getting a lot of praise, but again, this one might have slipped off your radar, maybe because, well, it's a skating game, and skateboard games don't always click with everybody, and this one's called Skate Story. This kind of came out of nowhere. This one's a great one from Devolver Digital, such a unique art style and aesthetic. Folks are really praising it, even if you're not really into skateboarding games. It's $20 on Steam, PlayStation 5, and the Switch 2. Currently, it is available on PS Plus, and it also features a demo on Steam. Now, it got an 84 on OpenCritic, but Steam is loving this game. It has a very strong 97% on PC. Now, it has a slightly weaker score on PlayStation 5. I'm not sure why. I couldn't find any reasons, but it only has an 82. Now, that certainly isn't bad, but you might want to do a little bit of research to see are there any glitches, bugs, or needed patches. It is strange to see the score so much lower on PlayStation. Maybe there's just a vibe and a feel that just is better, for folks in PC land. I don't know. Now, when I was making this list, I had a few people bring this one up, and they said, man, this one's definitely worth checking out. This is one that a lot of people might have missed. So for $20, and if you have PlayStation Plus already, or you like trying demos on Steam, check out Skate Story today. And none of these segments are sponsored, by the way. I went and found all these games on my own. Some people made suggestions, but I went and did all the research to Steam and scores and all that. I did all that on my own. None of this is sponsored. And the next one is definitely one that's getting added to my wish list. This one is called Soulstone Survivors. If you like these survivor-type games, whether Vampire Survivors or what I think is one of the best, Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, which I'm hoping will come to PlayStation very soon. I would also love for that game to get co-op, but this one is called Soulstone Survivors. I can't believe this one slipped past me. This is the first I had heard about it, and everybody seems to be loving it. It is $15 on Steam, PS5, and Xbox. Currently, it's on sale on all 3 platforms, so this is one to snag right now if you're into these types of games because it is on sale. It also has a playable demo on all 3 platforms. I love when games do this. I love that demos and trials are coming back. I think that's a great way for people to try the game before buying it. Now, as a fan of Survivor-like games, I will definitely be trying this one. I am a little bit bummed that's another one that sort of lacks co-op. Vampire Survivors and Brotato have definitely spoiled me in that regard. It's just really, really fun. I played a lot of Brotato with my nephews when I was up there. 4 people on the screen. It was absolute mayhem, and we loved it. I would love to see more Survivor-type games do that. Now, this next one is one that I actually played this year. A lot of these games I went and found I wanted to add to my own list because I'm like, hey, I think we missed a lot of games this year. But Ender Magnolia is magnificent. This is one that I rolled credits on. It was actually in my top 10 honorable mentions of this year. I absolutely loved this game. I loved it more than Ender Lilies. So this is the sequel to Ender Lilies. I thought the dodging in Ender Lilies was pretty bad. It was more of like a tumble on the ground. It was a little awkward. They seemingly listened to a lot of the feedback from the community. They made a lot of great quality of life updates, and they really improved this game over the first. It's like a night and day difference. So if you played Ender Lilies and you were a little not too keen on the combat and the dodging, this game is pristine. Now, it's normally $25 on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox, and the Switch 1 and 2. Currently, it is on sale on all platforms except for Nintendo. So snag this one. If you like Metroidvania games, this is one of the best that I've played. I put this up there with Prince of Persia, Ori 1 and 2, Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Those are all games to me that are in this vein of like action, 2D platforming, as well as Metroidvania mechanics. This one is spectacular, and there's like multiple endings and all sorts of things you can do once you get to the end. I didn't even do that, and I still had a wonderful time. You can play this in your own way too. There's lots of different ways to kind of build and use different abilities, which really makes it enjoyable. It's got an 85 on OpenCritic, but the user scores, as I said, are much higher. It has a 97 on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox. This thing has practically a perfect score across all three platforms. So basically, that's your sign that if you like these types of games and Metroidvanias, you need to check out Ender Magnolia right now, especially since it's on sale. This is definitely one you don't want to slip past, given how overwhelming the praise has been from the users. This next game is the one that kind of sparked this idea, and it's called Sektori. I saw this game and thought, man, there's a lot of games this year that I didn't even realize came out. This is a fast-paced twin-stick shooter that has a techno-infused soundtrack and intense visuals. It is currently $15 on PC, PS5, and Xbox. Now, it landed a strong score on OpenCritic, which is why it kind of caught my attention. It has an 89 on OpenCritic, but it's got an even stronger score with the users. It has a 96 on Steam and PlayStation. And I love the look of this. It's got the classic twin-stick bullet hell feel, but there's this sort of modern twist with the lighting and the sense of like three-dimensional objects and enemies. I think they did just such an excellent job with the look and the feel of this game. This one's definitely getting added to the wish list for myself. I love the way that this one looks. That one is called Sektori, okay? Sektori. I will try to add timestamps below with all the official names for these games to make it a little bit easier for you to find them. And I did try to include games that I might not play, but I wanted to include games across a broad spectrum of genre, and Monster Train 2 has gotten extremely high praise from the users. It's been described as one of the best roguelike deck builders out there, and looking at how well it's done since it's launched earlier this year, I can see why folks are praising it. It is $25 on PC, PS5, Xbox, and the Switch 1 and 2. It got a really good score on OpenCritic, an 88. That's very strong, but an even stronger score with the users, a 95 on Steam and PlayStation. Now, it had a noticeably weaker score on Xbox. I'm not sure why it had an 86. That's not bad. But that is almost 10 points lower. I could not find any consistent reason as to why. I went through the Xbox user reviews that you could read, and the only thing that really kept coming up was balance and art direction. So I don't know if there was imbalances in the launch version of this game. I really don't know. I don't know if it needed to be patched or what have you, but I didn't see anything about bugs, glitches, or anything like that. So Monster Train has basically a great score across the board. Everybody seems to like it. If you like the idea of a roguelike deck builder, be sure to check that one out. And as I said, I saved the weirdest game for last because this one probably slipped past a lot of us. And this one's called Promise Mascot Agency. Very bizarre name. As I said, this is the weirdest game and I saved it for last. Now, this is how they describe the game on Steam. From the creators of Paradise Killer comes a mind-bending open-world narrative adventure mascot management simulator where mascots are more than just symbols. They're unpredictable forces of nature. Step into the chaos, unravel the conspiracies, drive a tiny truck, and try to keep it all together in Promise Mascot Agency. Okay, so it sounds about as crazy as it looks. Okay, the user score though is undeniable. All right, it's $25 on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox, and Switch 1 and 2. It's currently on sale on all platforms. It does not have a demo, but if you have PlayStation Premium, you can play the 2-hour-long trial, which, given the strangeness of the game, if you're at that sub-level, it might be worth trying this one first. But the users are seemingly loving this one across the board. Now, it only got an 82 on OpenCritic, which is probably why this one might have slipped past us. It's pretty far down the list of top-rated games of 2025. But it's one of the top-rated games from the users that I've seen this year. It has a 97 on Steam, a 94 on PlayStation, and a 98 on Xbox. So, kind of like Ender Magnolia, this one's getting an almost perfect score across the board on all platforms. Needless to say, it's a weird one, but folks are really enjoying it. So, there you have it. Promise Mascot Agency, Monster Train 2, Sektori, Ender Magnolia, Soulstone Survivors, Skate Story, 2 Point Museum, iRobot, Dunjungle, and Marvel Cosmic Invasion. 10 games in 2025 that you might have missed. And that's just a handful. I mean, a lot of those are going to land on my wish list. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below if you're watching this later of any games that we might have missed. I'd also love to hear from the live audience right now. Is there anything that you guys think we missed this year? Let's have a conversation about it. Make sure that you guys are hitting the like button. I appreciate you guys tuning in so much. And we're already at 77 likes. And I'm going to have to add some to the total. And you might be like, wow, how did the total get so high all of a sudden? Well, I'm going to explain that to you in a moment. I got a renewal from I Am Melee, 48 months and a VIP. And then DK Baker renewed their VIP. And then also DK Baker, Han shot first, and so did you, the first gifted member of the day, and it goes to $4.89. Now, what we're going to be doing going into the new year is I want to start giving you guys credit and also showing you just how high the Member Plus number is getting. Member Plus and above are people that are paying for their own memberships, and they're committing to support the game. Not support the game, I'm sorry. I'm reading Discord. They're committing, to supporting the channel, and they're involved, okay? And I want you guys to get credit for that. So every Monday, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be checking where that number is, and it's going to make the goal easier for you guys to hit for the week. So if you're trying to unlock Friday night, you're trying to get, Madam to show up and do like a segment with her, the higher this number gets, the easier the goal gets. So if you guys are sitting here with, 600 Member Plus and above, you're going to start the week with 600, which means you'll only need 400 to hit the goal. So the goal is higher because we're adding 400 or 500 people right at the start of every week. Because what I want you guys to visualize is the more people jump in and do the $6 a month for their membership, the easier it is for the goal to be hit every single week. So that's what we came up with in a green room. Zubair came up with it. He said, why don't you just add Member Plus every week and basically add that to the total? Well, when the goal is, 500, that means we would be super close to it all the time. So we said, well, wait, in the spirit of that, why don't we say you can make it easier by increasing Member Plus? So if you've never done membership or Member Plus on the channel before, now you can make the goal easier every single week going into the new year. So you guys are now putting games... you guys are saying like games that we should be checking out. So let's do that. If you guys want to submit games for me to check out and watch trailers for, you can use the question command to do that. And we've got people saying, let's see here. 100-line Last Defense Academy, you will not regret it. All right, let's start pulling up trailers for the games that you guys think that we should check out. So you're saying 100-line Last Defense Academy, all right? Okay. So this is a 2-minute long trailer. It does say that it's a mature rated game. It does have blood, themes, and partial nudity. So that's not obviously going to be in the trailer, but just be warned if you're getting this game. Holy crap. Okay. Oh wow. He's dying underwater. This has like a Persona vibe to it. Is this from a similar universe or something? Yeah, I don't really watch anime. Yeah, I wouldn't play this, brother. These are not my types of games. I'm sure there's people in chat that would, though. The more like turn-based, like XCOM style games, I don't really get down. Never been able to. Do demos count or just full games? Anything you think people should be checking out that they might have missed. Has this one done really well? Like with the users, is this one like highly praised? I've not heard of this one. 100-line Last Defense Academy. I was gonna say, what in the Persona? Yeah, it has that Persona vibe, like the colors and the art style. It has a 94% on Steam. It looks like it's also available on the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch doesn't feature user scores, so I can't give you a score there. Looks like it's not on PlayStation. Is it on Xbox? No. So it looks like this one is a Steam and Nintendo. So you can definitely check that one out. That one was recommended by who recommended that one? Was that MTO? I gush on 100 line to Lono all year. It's my personal fave. Yeah, I would never play a game like that, boys. It just doesn't appeal to me. Art style is definitely in the anime art style, which I can certainly enjoy a game that looks like anime. There's that one co-op game coming to Nintendo that I think looks really, really good. But it's not Persona like at all, but I get it. It just looked like it. Once the gameplay started going, it didn't look like Persona to me. It's just the art style reminded me of Persona. So... we have one here from Fuzzy, and this one's called Audio Mech. I feel like I've seen this one before. Yes, we watched a trailer for this in something recent. Wasn't this in the Game Awards? I feel like this was in the Game Awards. Your music transformed. Did they show this in the pre-show of the Game Awards? Yeah, it was. There's a Game Awards trailer right here. So this one's called Audio Mech, Your Music Transformed world premiere trailer from the Game Awards 2029. This is from the creators of Audio Surf. So you're saying there's a demo right now. So here, I'll go to the Steam page. There's no release date. You're saying there's a demo? I'm not seeing a demo. Okay. You were asking... There is a demo. Full game is next year. Where can I play the demo? Do I have to literally search for the demo on Steam? It's not listed on the official page. Sworn is really good. Sworn is on my wish list. I have not yet grabbed that. That was one of like the co-op Hades clones, wasn't it? So what do you have to search for? If I go Dylan. Yeah. Okay. It's listed separately. So Audio Mech demo. So Audio Mech, Your Music Transformed is like the full game. If you search for Audio Mech demo, it currently has an 89%. So you guys can check out the demo right now if the vibe of this game, which is like music, rhythm, roguelike, shoot 'em up style game. So yeah. Give Tales of Iron 2 a look. Tales of Iron 2 was on my my honorable mention list this year. I already played it. If you liked Tales of Iron 1, I thought Tales of Iron 2 was good. I thought they did a little too much boomeranging through the map. It got a little bit frustrating, but overall, I thought they delivered on a very, very good game. I don't think people are liking this one quite as much as the first. The first one had sort of like this vibe and this just sort of raw appeal. And this one tried to do more like video gamey stuff, like retreading on the map and like bounties where you go and like hunt. I really didn't like getting into a boss fight where it wasn't a boss fight. You would do like a little bit of damage and they would like run away. It was kind of a strange decision. Overall, though, I really, really enjoyed Tales of Iron 2. I played both Tales of Iron 1 and 2 this year. I enjoyed them quite a bit. A couple of the boss fights can get a little wonky. Like you actually have to keep them from glitching. So there were bosses where like if I would stand too close to them and get too aggressive, they would glitch out and their attacks would like not time properly. It was really weird. There was a couple flying enemies where you literally had to almost like baby them because if not, they would glitch. I had a couple bosses that did that to me. Once you realized what was happening, it was fine. But yeah, there was, I didn't like the weakness exploiting. I actually thought that was enjoyable, but it made it hard. Like, I felt like I was having to change my build a lot, too, in Tales of Iron 2. I played it really earlier this year, so it's hard for me to remember. I didn't, like, take notes, copious amounts of notes on the game. But, yeah, that was one of the things I remember, too, being a little bothered by. It was like I felt like you had to constantly change your build because you'd go into a new area, and there'd be guys that were like, now they're all weak or strong to varying things. So hang on 1 second. Let me get some more of these games up here for you guys. Let's see here. We'll be pulling up games and trailers for games you might have missed this year. Guys, make sure you get us to those first 100 likes. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's a very different week, man. It's Christmas. People are traveling. There's less people here. There's less news. There's not much going on. So we thought this would just be a fun way to hang out and talk about all the games that people might have missed this year. We always talk about the big games. I thought this would be fun to talk about maybe the smaller games, or not smaller but lesser known. Hang on a second. Let me clear the question command because I got MTO's Tales of Iron 1. You guys can use the question command to ensure that I don't miss one. Demio Dungeons & Dragons Battlemark. It's a tabletop RPG with currently 2 campaigns, VR support. Background is literally a board game setup. Super awesome. Okay, let's look this one up. You're saying Demio Dungeons & Dragons Battlemarked. Let's just try to get let's try to get a trailer. YouTube is a little hard to use in this 50-50 screen that I've got going here. Okay, this is a 2-month-old trailer. So what platforms is this available on? I'm not able to do all that research when I'm grabbing ones from chat. You got Returnal and then you beat it in a week? You beat it in a week? I mean, okay. Good for you, man. That's kind of big. That's impressive. A lot of times it takes people a while to beat Returnal. I mean, I guess that was before they balanced Biome 3. I stalled out on Biome 3, and so did a lot of the journalists, and then they had to balance it. God bless you and your family. I appreciate that. So this one's called Demio and Dungeons & Dragons Battlemark. I'm just going to scroll down and see if we can get some info for you guys. So it looks like it's on Steam, PlayStation, and Meta. So you can play it VR. Can you play it non-VR? Like, is that an option, or do you have to play this VR? Oh, PSVR 2 optional. Okay. It's got a decent score here on PlayStation. So it's got an 84. And then let's check the Steam page. 80%. Okay. This one's doing just fine. All right, we got one called Arcanage that Eugene's putting in the Discord. Let's check this one out. What? I forget this one. Was this a VR one? Yeah, this is okay. So if you're looking for a VR one, Eugene is recommending Arcanage. It's currently 50% off. This is $20 right now on PlayStation instead of $40. This sale goes until January the 8th. Is this available on PC or Meta, or is this a VR2 exclusive? Oh, I remember this one with like the weapons and stuff. This one did look pretty sick. How many games did y'all beat this year? I think I rolled credits on 22 or 23 games, Nick. I think when I totaled it all up. Yeah. Some of those I went back through my backlog and beat games like Plague Tale Requiem, Tales of Iron 1, but also smaller games that might be lesser known, like Ender Magnolia was one that I rolled credits on that I really liked. I think I also rolled credits on Space Marine 2 and like Kane Bridge of Spirits this year. I was like going back. Last year I had a hard time finishing games, and this year I made more time for it. So I think I rolled credits on like 23 something games or something like that. So yeah, if you're into VR, this is certainly one to check out. It's called Arcanage. Thank you, Haseo. He's rounding us out. We're exactly 10 away from 500, which will get us halfway there to the goal. I have the goal set higher because we are now adding all Member Plus members at the beginning of the week to jumpstart the goal. So going into the new year, that's what it's going to be like. You guys are always going to start with a head start, which is a great reason to upgrade to Member Plus. Trying to make Wolong my number 50. I couldn't get into Wolong. I remember trying the trial or the demo, and I just could not. I'm old, man. I can't do the games that are fast like that. Have you seen Shape of Dreams? Okay, so we've got one submitted here. Whoops. There we go. This one is submitted from Weapon. Shape of Dreams or Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew. Shape of Dreams is an awesome roguelike, and Shadow Gambit is an RTS-style game. All right, well, let's look up one at a time here. Shape of Dreams trailers. All right, we got one here for you guys. Okay, so this one's called Shape of Dreams. I don't know scores or platforms. So this is roguelite action with a twist. Oh, he's got a gun. Okay. I'm seeing some Hades inspiration. But I'm also seeing some of that auto shooting, flexible character builds. This looks really, really good. Okay. Vampire Survivors has just really spawned an entire genre. This actually looks quite good. I want to buy Kazan or Ninja Gaiden 4. I liked First Berserker Kazan. Admittedly, I played it on beginner. It made it feel more like an action game with a heavy focus on dodges and parries. Like, beginner mode in Kazan is not easy. Like, you're going to button mash your way through. Co-op gameplay? Listen to me, boys. Listen to me. We might have ourselves a game here. Where is this? Where can you play this? What platforms? Oh, it's on Steam. Is it anywhere else? Shape of Dreams. That's what this one's called, chat. Shape of Dreams. PlayStation. No. I'm not seeing any plans. We are looking into them, but we expect the initial release to be done solely on PCs. The developers said that in February of this year. Yeah. So the developers are obviously looking into it, but that was in February. So let's see how they're doing. Let's check their game. Let's see how they're doing here. Oh, that's just excellent to see. They have a hang on. I need to go full screen. That's 4,000 scores, a 94%. That's fantastic. And it came out in September. So good for them. Hopefully this can lead to console ports. I love when games are successful and can expand their horizons. I totally support going exclusive. We know that helps game development. The guy from Deep Rock Galactic Survivor talked about that, right? They have it's a lot harder to like add features and to expand your game and to evolve your game when you're trying to put it on multiple platforms. So I'm totally okay with them doing that. I always hope the game is then successful and they make enough money to bring it to other platforms. I fully support games limiting their development. I'm consistent in that. I'm never going to be angry or critical. I'm disappointed, obviously. I would love for that game to be available right now on console. Okay, so Shadow Gambit trailer is another one here. So this one is a stealth strategy game from the makers of Desperados 3. It's in development for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox. Oh, this is 2 years ago. You're saying this thing came out? Okay, so this reminds me of that Ericsholm game, but this is a lot more elaborate. Yeah, there's like all kinds of mechanics and planning and even weapons here. Yeah, okay. So this is like Ericsholm meets XCOM. If you didn't play Ericsholm, what was it, in the Forgotten Dream or whatever it was called. Yeah, so definitely check out Shadow Gambit if you like these kinds of games. Let's actually see how that one's doing. Let's see. Shadow Gambit Steam. Shadow Gambit and the Cursed Crew. It has a 91% on Steam, and it has a demo. I believe it's also on sale right now. Okay, it's $10 on Steam, boys, as opposed to $40. That's a great deal. Let's see how it's doing on PlayStation. It has a 4.63. That's an amazing score. That's fantastic. That's a 92. And it is also $10 on PlayStation. Is this on all platforms? Like, is it also on Xbox? Is it on sale on Xbox as well? It is on sale on Xbox. Hang on. It's not opening. Give me a second. I'll show you. I've just got like a gray screen. Let me refresh. There we go. It's on sale, but not as much. That's weird. Okay, so it's $20 on Xbox instead of $10. Still, that's a good deal. It's still half off. And solid score, 92. So doing great on all platforms. Good for them. So Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew. That looks like a really cool one. That's like a stealthy XCOM. If you like those kind of games, you guys are going to want to use the question command because it's the only way I'm going to be able to go through this list of games that you guys are wanting me to check out. Also consider helping us with the goal here. We're a 10 bomb away from me owing you guys a member. Let's get that going. You guys can celebrate, welcome people to the community, and keep submitting games. This is fun. Let's see. MTO says, Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo is a banger from Dodgeball Academia makers. If you like GBA style Zelda, this will be amazing. Okay, hang on a second. Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo. All right. We got ourselves a trailer here on the Nintendo. Oh my goodness. Look at that. This is classic. You know what this reminds me of? My brother played a game called, I think it was it Stone Tropics, where your weapon was a yo-yo? This looks good. I feel like we saw a trailer for this. I forget what we were watching. It might have been a future game show. Okay. So this is another one that people, you might have missed. You might not have played this one. Let's go ahead and see what platforms and how is it doing. It's on PC, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. Okay, so let's check it on Steam. Let's check it on PlayStation. And then we will check it on Xbox. All right. So, PlayStation. I'm sorry, Steam. Overwhelmingly positive. It has a 98% on Steam. I don't know why that's not working, and now it is. PlayStation. It has got a 4.4, so that's an 88. So it's got a better score on PC. Let's see what the price is on PC. It might be a part of the big sale. There's a demo you can download. It has been discounted by $6 on Steam. I don't know. Is there a demo on PlayStation? Yes. Is that what this is? Add to library? Yes, there's a demo. There's a demo right here. So there's a demo on PlayStation. And then Xbox, not enough reviews, but I don't know. They make it harder to find demos on Xbox. It's not like listed below. You have to like search for it. So let's do a quick search. I can't find one. Can anybody confirm whether or not that game has a demo on Xbox? I just searched on Google and can't find one. So demo on PlayStation and Steam, but I'm not seeing one necessarily for Xbox. I'm not sure. Does anybody have a good way of finding that on Xbox? PlayStation and Steam make it super easy. You just like scroll down. I'm not seeing one. So we'll go to the next game. You guys can look that up. Petrov says, what do you wish for Christmas? I usually wish for Christmas that I can give my kids a great Christmas. I usually don't care what I get. I genuinely don't. Everything I do on this channel, I know sometimes people are like, man, it seems to focus a lot on like members and support. That's because that's what drives me, is providing. Like, that's all that matters to me. I don't care what I get. Like, the kids always get me stuff and I have a good time. But if they get gifts and the tree is covered and the house is warm and smells like a bakery because Madam's always making amazing desserts, that's a gift that's the only gift I need. And that sounds hokey, stupid Hallmark answer, but I mean it. Like, dads will totally resonate. Like, if the family is happy and the living room is full of paper and presents on Christmas morning, that's literally what we want to see. Like, that's kind of what we work for all year. I mean it. So, yeah. Here's one that's not new. Weapon says, Across the Obelisk, roguelike deck building game. Okay, so we looked at a roguelike deck builder earlier. Across the Obelisk, you're saying. Okay, here's a launch trailer on the Switch channel. Okay. Always an interesting way to start. Oh, I've seen this one. Did this one come... maybe it didn't come to mobile. Maybe like I love the art style. I really, really love the art style. This reminds me of the game I played with the kiddos. It's a board game that uses your iPad. It's called Descent. I believe Kat sent that to us off of the Amazon wish list a while ago. People were like sending stuff for the kids and stuff off of that, and she sent that one, and that reminds me of that very much. So Across the Obelisk, what platforms is that on? That's not necessarily in the vein of what we're doing today. Try not to do that. I don't want the floodgates to open. It's games people might have missed this year, not just like games that you like. That we'll be here until I'm dead if that's what we do. Okay, so Across the Obelisk is on Switch, Steam, Xbox. It looks like it's on PlayStation, but that looks like a Japanese store listing. Let me see if there's an English listing. Sometimes they're like regional. There's regional oddities sometimes. Here we go. Okay, so Across the Obelisk, for some reason, recently has a bad score. Did they do an update or something? 82% overall. I'm not quite sure why. Let's check. What's going on? It was great a few years ago. Okay. There were just a couple of DLCs that demand your attention. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. The last couple of years, they've continued to release DLC after DLC, which bloats the maps with the freemium level of paywall obnoxiousness. Okay, be fair warned, it looks like if you're coming into Across the Obelisk now, that might turn you off. I would imagine you can ignore that, though, and just have a really good time. It does have lower than a 4 on PlayStation, which is usually a little bit of a concern, but it's just under 4. It could be a bit much if you're coming in late, so just fair warning. Could be a bit much. I'll any of the ones you guys submitted, I'll do it. But just let's not do any more that aren't this year. The emphasis is like games we might have missed this year. I'm not trying to be like a teacher and scolding you guys on the homework assignment, but like we will literally lose our focus if we're just throwing out games that we like. 5 Hearts Under One Roof 2. Just bought the first on Steam. Critically acclaimed game. Lots of people love this rom-com. Okay, 5 Hearts. All right. Under One Roof. What the frick? Season 2? Have you seen the sci-fi horror game Routine? I don't think that I have. Homie, I'm not putting this trailer on the screen, brother. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I got a bunch of very pretty Asian women playing in a swimming pool. What the frick? Yeah, no. You guys can look that one up on your own. That's not... It doesn't look like it's like bad, but it's definitely not a vibe I'm putting on screen, brother. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. Check out... Okay, so here's a game called Look Outside. Look Outside trailer. Okay, so this is from 9 months ago. What kind of game is this? It looks like it's some kind of like a top-down... Oh, is this like point and click? Asmon loved that game. Oh, I'm so shocked that Asmongold liked that game. You if you'd have told me he was one of the publishers, I would be just about as not shocked. Sorry, no shade. I don't play those kind of games. You want to play them, you go right ahead. But that's pretty on brand for Zach, I think. I've seen the pictures, okay? I've seen the pictures of Asmongold with body pillows and dressed up as a waifu. You know what I mean? We all knew who you are, Zach. Okay, this one's called Look Outside. This is not my vibe, but I could see people liking this if you like this kind of game. That one's called Look Outside. Let's pull up another one here. Whoops, that's the wrong button. I'm okay. I'm okay. Here we go. Weapon says, you're not looking for new games. Been waiting for a section like this on your show. Another roguelike game that's awesome. Raven's Watch. Okay, I didn't like Raven's Watch. I'll show people. Let me explain why I didn't like Raven's Watch. I tried this one with my nephews like last year, I think. And we did not like it. So we went from like, Vampire Survivors or like Brotato to this. And this is from the creators of Curse of the Dead Gods. And that's a really solid little rogue, Hades clone. And yes, I call them Hades clones because Hades deserves the credit for this art style and this vibe becoming more prominent. Here's why I didn't like this. There was not enough fluidity and speed and quickness. It felt very, very clunky and slow. It was too syncopated. I didn't enjoy it. Now, I don't know if they've made changes since. This is a 2-year-old trailer. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's almost like they don't show extended gameplay because they don't want you to see. I don't know if it's on purpose, but like the intensity and the slowness, I just didn't like it. Now, again, I played it right when it first came out, and it felt super slow and sluggish, and like the rhythm was all wrong. My nephews had the same problem with it. It wasn't just me. They were like, I don't like it. They're like, it just feels too slow. You know what I mean? Didn't Asmund say he hates being called Zach? He literally streams on Twitch with the username Zach Raw or whatever. It's in his username. You know what I'm saying? People call him all kinds of things. I would say, take that one and just let it be. I'm not calling you Zachary. It's in his username on Twitch. Yeah, so I don't know if they've changed this game. I'm happy to go back and try it again, Weapon, because I've got it on my PlayStation. It's in my library. I own this. We tried it. We just couldn't get into it. You can actually kind of see what I'm talking about right there in that exchange. All right, I just want you to watch. Okay? Right here. Attack. Run away, attack, run away, attack, like run away. You see what they're having to do? There was this constant deal of like, there was this constant feel of like cooldown. Like everything I wanted to do was on a cooldown. So it always felt slow to me. I don't know. The moment to moment just wasn't there. You go from like Hades where you're like swing, swing, dodge, swing, cast, and it's like there's this moment to moment where something's always happening. In this, it was like hit, run away, slash, slash, dodge. Oh, my dodge is on a cooldown. Like everything had like this. It felt like turn-based in disguise is what I'll say, which you might like Raven's Watch. I didn't like it, and those are the reasons why I didn't like it. So I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying I didn't vibe with it, and that's pretty much the reason why. I also feel like, isn't this the one that there was one like this that didn't do very well, and I can't think of what it was. It has an 86 on Steam, so that's good. PlayStation Store. It has an 86. So yeah, it's got a solid score across the board. People are liking it. So it's maybe it's a me thing. It's a bit slow compared to others. I think it's closer to an RPG. Yeah, I didn't like it. I want it, if it's closer to an RPG, I'd want it to be more like the action RPG elements of like Diablo or something, where you're like the moment to moment's just better. RoboQuest VR. So Dr. Dre, I played it, which. If you guys, hang on. If you guys haven't played RoboQuest, okay, this is one of the best shooter rogues on the market. Like, if you're just wanting a fun shooter rogue, RoboQuest is phenomenal. Now, RoboQuest VR is a very different vibe, all right? I loved everything about it except for weapon swapping. They made weapon swapping stupid. It's not in the spirit of the game or the moment to moment. And let me explain. I have played a stupid amount of RoboQuest with my wife. We have beaten the entire game multiple times, all the way to the end, right? There is some kind of a weird netcode glitch that happens very late in the game where she commonly disconnects. We've tried everything. We've changed DNSs. We've tried different, internet providers. It's a problem with the game that other people were complaining about in their Discord. They've never fixed it. So frick the developers for that, for never looping back and fixing that problem. It made it very frustrating to play. It's such a great game. Here's the thing. One of the key elements of RoboQuest in the moment-to-moment action is switching your weapon. And you do it with one press of a button in the normal RoboQuest game. You actually do it with your left bumper, which I didn't like initially, but I ended up coming to like that because there's so much going on. You actually don't want to use one of your thumbs to switch weapons, okay? That's how intense the moment-to-moment is in RoboQuest, okay? In RoboQuest VR, you switch weapons by like reaching over your shoulder, and it doesn't consistently work. It's absolutely stupid. It should be a button press to swap your weapon. It hurts the moment to moment. You're commonly getting messed up and screwed because you go to swap weapons and it doesn't do it. Like, you literally, the way reloading works in RoboQuest is, and this is a great way to keep your DPS up, because you'll get into a fight in like a battle room and there's enemies everywhere, and you have to keep your damage per second up so that you're killing things very quickly. If your efficiency goes down, you're going to take a ton of damage. It's a very, very intense game, but it's very fun for that reason. You basically empty your weapon and just switch to the other weapon, and after so many seconds, the holstered weapon reloads. Okay? This is why RoboQuest is so good. It's so good for that reason. Like, there's something about that. It just makes it feel fantastic. RoboQuest VR sort of betrays the moment to moment with the weapon swapping. It really, really hurts it. So I played it when I was up in Ohio, and I was very frustrated by that. Even if it consistently worked, it doesn't matter. It's not in the spirit of the game. The spirit of the game is, bow, 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 I'm empty, swap, bow, 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 bow. That's the spirit of the game, not, oh, I'm empty, hang on, oh, I'm empty. Just doing this every time you're empty, no, thank you. Let me press a button. They've got to make that an update in the settings. It was terrible. Even when it worked, it just didn't feel right. It did not feel right. So I played Still Wakes the Deep a long time ago, on stream. Yeah. One last try before I quit, Rhythm Storm. Zubair, people are using the question command to guarantee that their game gets submitted, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jiminy Christmas, dude. Just like, here, I don't want you to cry. I don't want any crying. It's too early in the day for tears. Okay, this one's called Rhythm Storm. Available on Steam. Is it available on other platforms? This looks good. I feel like I played this. Wait, I swear to you, I've played this. How old is this game? Have they made another game? This looks really, really good. I swear that aesthetic is so familiar to me. It's got a 93% on Steam. It's from Radian Games. What else have they made? Inferno 2. Inferno 2 is an atmospheric twin-stick adventure shooter. Blast through 80 levels full of enemies and secrets. Yeah, see, I feel like this aesthetic here, I swear to you, I feel like I've played this game before. This aesthetic right here is very similar to the one we just looked at. I wonder if they've made a mobile game. Maybe I played a mobile game like that. It was in early access and it came out this year. Okay. Rhythm Storm. Is it on any other platforms or is it just Steam? Yeah, so it's probably just on Steam for now. Okay. Jamal says, check out Fumes. Fumes is in early access. This trailer's 4 months old. So I love the feel. I love the vibe of the car. The UI is really nice too. It's got like this makes me think of like the Dreamcast era of games with like these gritty, there's something gritty about everything. Everything's kind of rusty. Things I think of a game called, what was it called? Road Fury or something? Kendrick Lamar has been awarded the Nobel Beef Prize. I mean, was it beef or was it an execution? It's hard to know. It's hard to know. Wasn't exact. I don't know if I'd call it beef. You know what I mean? It was like the cessation of beef. Anyways, MTO says Windswept is good, super hard Donkey Kong Country meets Super Mario Kaizo meets Celeste that came out last month. Very tough game, but a fun one if you like old school platforming. Okay. Windswept trailer. Oh, frickin' duck. Creature won't play this one. There's a dadgum duck in it. Can you guys try to help us get to 100 likes? Oh, I'm sorry, to 200 likes. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, the movement looks good and fluid. Sometimes when you play like a classic platformer like this, like they make the platforming like have a lot of rigidity. But this one looks really fluid and really responsive. You're at 123 likes. Yeah, we need 200 likes. Help this video find more folks out there. Not a lot of gaming news going on, so we're just kind of like doing our own thing today, pulling up games that people might have missed this year. And that one's called Windswept. You make fun of Creature disliking a ducks, Mr. I will punch a goose. Well, that's different. That's different. Like, a goose has it coming. They're obnoxious and they're ugly, and most of them come from Canada. Ugh. Golly. I mean, there's legitimacy to my hatred for geese. You know what I'm saying? I also wouldn't steer away from a video game just because a goose was in it. You know what I mean? I'd play. I mean, if somebody were to make a game called Goose Puncher, I'm there. You know, give me the DLC and the season pass. But, you know, I can't abide your bigotry. AI limit. Yeah, how did this one do? When it first came out, I don't think it did very well. It didn't have a good score. That's my memory is AI limit. I feel like this one came out. Was this China Hero Project? Okay, it looks like it's turned things around. So they've got a 92% on Steam and an 82 on PlayStation. Okay, currently on sale for 26 and then currently on sale for 26. So Steam and PlayStation both have this one on sale. I'm pretty sure AI Limit was a China Hero Project, was it not? Action RPG, female protagonist, Souls-like. I forgot all about this one. How would you, so Souls-like, would you say this is like as hard as like First Berserker Kazan, Liza P, you know, Timesia and games like that? Does it have difficulty options, or this is just straight up no, play it, it's hard? So that's PC and PlayStation only. I believe that was a China Hero Project. Big Pack fan with 5 months coming in. Let me add you to the total. He says, guys, it's a short week. Check your members. Yeah, so this goal is a little bit different. It's for Friday night. I was not going to stream the day after Christmas, but I'll stream Friday night if we can hit the goal. And we've jump-started the goal with Members Plus. That's what we're going to do in the new year. We're going to always add Member Plus to the beginning of the week. It's like a lesser Stellar Blade. We had to agree with AI limit, right? Sincerely yours, Sandfall Interactive. MTO with 34 months. Thank you for the stream. This is awesome. Highlight reel. Let me try and add some of these. Let me add you to the total as well. We're at 492. Let's see. What else do we have here? Solar Empire 2. It's a 4X RTS game, constantly receiving updates. Solar Empire 2? Okay. Solar Empire 2 came out last year, so you guys are kind of stretching the confines of the stream a little bit, but that's okay. 84% overall if you're into these types of games. Wish I could get that search bar to go away. Then I wouldn't have to reset my crop. Okay. So that one is called Solar Empire 2. 2 more sleep, kiddos. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Jonathan. How are you? My bad. No, you're good. You're good. I told people to try to limit it to this year, and it's okay if you don't. It's just the spirit of it is games people might have missed this year. It's totally fine. It was an early access. You're fine. I'm not like mad or anything. It'll get a little absurd. We'll just look at games for, the next 9 hours if we just, throw up games that, people are enjoying or excited about from every year past. You know what I mean? Make sure as you guys are coming in, hit that like button, say hello in the chat, do all of the things. We appreciate you guys being here as we kind of end the year. Not a lot going on in gaming news, so we just kind of put together a stream, games you might have missed this year, and we appreciate you being here, and we appreciate you guys supporting what we do. And we've kind of gone through my list, and we've been putting some of your games up on the screen. I think he played it on stream. I've not played Hell Clock. No. What that is that on? I think that's on isn't Hell Clock on just Steam right now? Yeah, there's a demo available now. Yeah, I don't think it's on consoles yet. Yeah, so this is like a Western-infused Hades clone. They're shooting. Yeah. Mutter has a demo. Oh, there's a trailer that just came out. Nice. Okay. Let me check something quick. Okay. $5 super chat from Neo Reaper. Rip Vince Zampella. Yeah, if you guys didn't see the news, passed away tragically in a car accident. It was not like DUI. It wasn't somebody else. They were sort of recording footage and ripping it up on a stretch of highway that is known for fatalities. So very, very sad and preventable. It's just a lesson to people to not do that kind of thing. Do not throw your life away doing something like that. It's absolutely tragic. Mutter has an 89% for its demo on Steam. So this is a game that somebody just put into the Discord. Let's see if we can't get it framed a little bit better. There we go. Well, it was an accident. It wasn't on purpose. I think the word applies. It's just easily avoidable accident. It wasn't like a slick part of the road or somebody else, swerving. It was, just terrible, just awful. Don't do that kind of thing, guys. It just isn't worth it. There's too many people that love you and need you around. You know what I mean? So this is kind of like, what kind of game is this? Okay, here we go. Horror, atmospheric, single-player, indie, platformer. Okay, dark. Okay. Mutter. Yeah, so there's a demo for that on Steam right now. Cast on Steam is a 1 to 4 player co-op PvE game, really cool. PS1 aesthetic, really fun. You know, I'll look it up. There's a game on Steam. It drives me crazy that it hasn't come to consoles yet. I'll show it to you. Was it Echo Point Nova, I think. Okay. This is a third-person co-op shooter game. Looks a little, you know, if somebody built a zombie kind of Helldivers style game in Rust or something. So this one's called Cast, C-A-S-T. This one's on Steam. This one was submitted by Dr. Dre. Thank you so much, Dr. Dre MD. Let's see. Currently in Steam under early access, it has an 89%, so people are enjoying it. It's $3.50 if you would like to snag it. So good score. Wait, is version... Oh, full release. So version 1.0 has come out. Okay. $3.50. Okay, so full release happened this summer. Good for them. Good for them. So, you know, that's not bad. You and the boys wanting something to, you know, throw down with. Been out for a couple of years. Came out as a Google Stadia exclusive. Happy that they ported it. Gylt, spelled G-Y-L-T. What kind of a game is this, Sven? What is this? We have Stranger Things at home. What's going on here? What are we dealing with? I love these kinds of shows. Hey, if you guys like these kinds of shows, we'll do it more often. Just it's one of those things that we like to do, and it's difficult to do because of how kind of the platform works. So try to show up and be awesome and hit like and chat as much as you can. If you like these kinds of shows, those types of things help. If you're here, you're chatting, you're liking, those are all things that communicate, you know, good things. This is definitely not my vibe. Not my kind of bag, but I can see people liking this. It's old. If you didn't read my last message, a couple of years. Well, oh, this is an old one. Oh, okay. Okay, you said it originally came out for Stadia, and then they brought it to other platforms. Okay. Yeah, Lost in Random got a DLC this year, right? Yeah. So in June of this year, Lost in Random got the Eternal Die. Lost in Random is a game I kind of want to go back to. I really, really liked this game when I played it. DLC's got an 85% on Steam. What the frick? What is this? I didn't know they did this in Lost in Random. Is this a rogue? It's an action roguelike hack and slash. Wager's Gauntlet. Wait, okay, I'm confused. The Eternal Die, I thought the Eternal Die was like an actual DLC in the game itself. Is this something inside the Eternal Die called Wager's Gauntlet? That looks awesome. I want to go back and finish that game. Let's see. Lost in Random. What's it called? The Eternal Die. All right. Yeah, it's got an 88% on Steam. And currently the DLC is 50% off. Yeah, Lost in Random was such a fun game. I don't know why. I think I streamed that when I was playing Destiny. When did the original Lost in Random come out? Lost in Random release date 2021 September. Oh, that was such a hard year for us. September was the month that we decided we had to move the live show off of my big channel and bring it over here. That was a really hard time. So it kind of makes sense that we weren't, that game kind of fell off the radar. Mycopunk has a new update. Yeah, if you guys didn't see this game this year, Mycopunk is really, really cool looking. PvE co-op shooter. Kind of waiting for this one to come to consoles. This is from Devolver Digital. They added a roguelike mode, which I love. I love roguelikes in games like this. It's great playing with Madam. We loved Borderlands, but after like 50 hours, we were kind of ready to be done. And a rogue lets you just sort of get like, it's like a bite size. You know what I mean? You don't always want the giant, Hershey bar or the giant Payday. Sometimes you just want the fun size. I know that sounds crazy to some of y'all, you know what I mean? But I'm not surprised when any game lacking co-op falls off your radar. Lono, get help. Shut the frick up. Is Mycopunk coming to console? It's something the studio would love to do. Okay. Yeah, no console version yet. Such a bummer to see such a fun game not on console, but I get it. As I said earlier, I fully support companies doing that. I know it helps them. I know it makes development easier. Hopefully it can have enough success so that they can, they can bring it to console later. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, the Prince of Persia Rogue game, that's a good one too. I didn't get a lot of chance to play it, but it finally came to console. It was on Steam for the longest time. They completely reworked the art style, which I think it looks so much better. There's a momentum aspect to this game that I struggled with. What the heck is going on? What? Hello? What is happening to YouTube right now? What is going on? I think YouTube's straight up crashing as a website. Yeah, all these other websites are running just fine. YouTube is like absolutely crapping the bed right now for me. Does not seem to be my internet. Holy mackerel. Okay, there. The player controls wouldn't go away or anything. I've had that happen before with YouTube. Like, random videos just won't work right. It's weird. This is just our Ubisoft trailer. Check the hub. I ain't checking no hub. All right. Yeah, art style here just really, really improved. The animations are just so good. So good. You know what this makes me think of? Like if they did a complete remake and rework of the Aladdin game. That's what this game makes me think of. Like a modern rework, reimagined version of that old Aladdin game from way back in the day. If you guys are just tuning in, we're coming through games of 2025 that you might have missed. The opening of my stream, I've got 10 games you might have missed out on, and now people are submitting games for us to check out. This one actually came out this year. It's called The Rogue Prince of Persia, and as you might guess, it's a platformer, side-scroller, action, rogue in the Prince of Persia franchise. Endgame gets really nutty and fast. There was a momentum aspect of this that I just wasn't doing a good job with. I was bad at that part. I was fine at the combat and the movement, but there was a momentum angle that I just couldn't get going with. Like if you kept moving or something and timing your hits, it would do something, and you could get perks that like added to the momentum. I was bad at it. I just basically had to ignore the momentum and just play it like a normal platformer. When I did that, I played much better. Like the timing your grabs on jumps and stuff, and then like that does something for your combat and your damage. I was really, really bad at that part of it. I was like, I can't do this. I just had to play it like a normal, action roguelike platformer. And then I played much better. Whenever I was trying to focus on the rhythm aspect and the momentum aspect, I played really, really poorly. So please check out Wizard of Legend 2. I feel like I've seen this one, and I feel like Madam and I tried it, and we didn't like it. Yeah, we tried this. I think it was a little too intense for Madam. The minute it gets like high stakes, really fast iframe, like Hades, like the real intense moments in Hades, Madam just can't hang. We played this one, and I could definitely see the quality, and it's just a well-built game. We just can't relax playing a game like this. We just can't. It's almost impossible. It's just too much. We're trying to chill, man. Like, we're playing Mario Galaxy right now on the Switch 2. Because we absolutely loved Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 back in the day on the Wii. My biggest criticism of Mario Galaxy 1 on the Switch 2, they did not do a good job with the motion controls. It can be very frustrating. It was actually easier on the Wii because you had infrared and you pointed it at the TV, and it sensed where you were pointing much better. We have to reset the controllers often in Mario Galaxy 1 on the Switch 2 because we just lose your controller. It's like it's nowhere. So, yeah, this one and Absalom, the reason we struggle with Absalom is it was like we couldn't get the parry timing. Haseo with the 5-bomb, boom, 497. Haseo's like, come on, boys, let's get there. You Madam ever mess around with cozy games? There have been some that I've thought about. Like maybe we could do one of the farm together, build a little homestead thing. I think the problem is it has to have enough action to keep us both, engaged, but not too much action that she kind of, I don't know. We beat Returnal together, which was a big achievement, and I told her once I unlock all these weapons at 100%, I kind of want to replay that game with her and see if it plays even better with, like, better potential rolls on weapons. Mile High with 44 months and a VIP gets us to 498. Thank you, sir. It's time of month again to do all the things. Great year for gaming. Have a Merry Christmas, Lono and family. Thank you, Mile High. I appreciate you, brother. And here it comes. This guy, Diz, he used the tip command. Jiminy Christmas, Mile High. This is extremely generous, my friend. You guys can use the tip command, and it goes directly to me if you are wanting to send a tip. I know people like doing that around the holidays and like my birthday and stuff. That's why the tip command is there. I'm not asking you to. Mile High just did it. He says, Merry Christmas, and he tips me $100. That's absolutely ridiculous. He also submits, I don't think you ordered twice. Yeah, for some reason I'm getting the email twice. An order of coffee. He snagged 5 bags of the Frickmas. Thank you so much for doing that. If you guys are not aware, another great way of supporting what I do, if you're a coffee drinker especially, you can get a bag of light roast or medium roast for $10.95, which is cheaper than you can get at the grocery store right now. And this is coffee that should go for about $20 a bag, but we're trying to work our way through our inventory. So if you like light roast or medium roast coffee, give our coffee a try. The kiddos put a thank you note in the bag and a little picture that they draw. So you're basically supporting a small family business when you buy that, and it ends up supporting what I do here. So thank you. And then 2 single gifteds are going to come in from Mile High and Haseo. Haseo's been trying to stoke the fires. There it is. We're officially halfway to the goal this week. We have a bigger goal because we're now adding Member Plus at the beginning of the week. So you guys started the week with 448 to the good. And I'm going to go ahead and add the one that I owe you. Every 25 I gift back. Thank you guys so much for supporting what we do here. Also coming to consoles. Yeah, I don't want to start doing games coming next year, Sven. That's a different stream. Like games that we're looking forward to. Save that for that day. I don't want to start muddying the theme here. We'll probably do a most anticipated games of 2026. We'll do that later. This Duskfade game does look pretty cool, though, and I'll definitely add that to my wish list. Add to wish list. There we go. on PlayStation. And a $10 super chat from Mr. Mile High. He says, oh yeah, this thing too. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, you wanted me to check out Routine, which is like a horror game. So this one came out this year. Do you know what platforms it's on? Is it only on Steam? This feels like Talos Principle and Portal and a horror game had a baby. I love the aesthetic and the feel. Ooh, creepy. It also kind of reminds me of like old school, like Half-Life 1 and System Shock a little bit. Like the creepy, like, you know, hallways and computers, and like you're in like a medical facility or a science facility. Oh, it's on Game Pass? Oh, okay. So is Routine on all platforms? Or is this one an Xbox Plus? Looks like it's an Xbox PC exclusive. Yeah. So on Steam, 93% on Steam. It came out just this month. And it is on Game Pass Ultimate. It's $25. It has a 4. So doing fine. Scores are always going to drop a little bit on Xbox when something's on Game Pass because people will try it, and if it's not for them, you know, it'll drop the score. But it's got a good score on Steam. So, well, an 80 is not bad, but it's just lower. This is a deep cut, but if you want a free, seriously wacky experience, try Enna Dream Barbecue. It's a short game only on PC, but it's psychedelic as frick. What the frick are you taking me to here? The following contains flashing lights. And a member plus from Denver Miller. Y'all have 1 month to plan for this anniversary. Okay. We did. What the frick? What in the actual world is this game? Dancing spatula. I don't know what that baby in the sky was hugging. What the heck's going on? Listen, I believe this game has a requirement. You must be on drugs. Sorry, I'm out. ENA Dream Barbecue. There you go. I don't know what in the world I just watched. Angry Joe did a rapid fire review of this game last week. Yeah, I don't know. I'm unclear. I'm unclear as to what I just watched. But hey, you know, it takes all kinds. It looks like grist on acid. Yeah. Drugs required on that one, it seems. So, yeah. In any case, thank you guys so much for being here today. We're about an hour into the broadcast. This one might end up being a shorter stream today because we were just looking for games that you might have missed this year, and we're not going to belabor the point. So let me clear the question command. If we've got any more games that you guys feel like we missed this year, we walked through my 10. There'll be timestamps at the end here. I'll add those to the VOD. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button too. Try to get us to 200 likes. That would be amazing if we could be at 200 likes right now. We've had a solid turnout and a solid amount of games. I already muted the ring. Why is my ring going off? Well, maybe I didn't. All right. Anyway, yeah. It's like an old cartoon I watched that gives me nightmares to this day. Yeah, my wife and I watched the like the old classic Christmas cartoons. They have them all on Amazon, and it was awful. I mean, it was nightmare fuel. I did not like it at all. I did not. It was terrifying. I started fast forwarding. I was like, babe, this is the weirdest freaking crap I think I've ever seen. So. Mom just brought me my favorite breakfast. Hey, it's a good week, boys. It's a good week. We're at 161 likes. We need 39 more likes. Make sure if you're lurking and you're listening, you take a quick second and hit that like button. And if you got any games you feel like we missed, you can throw them in the Discord. You can use the question command. You can do all the things. Next year we're getting GTA 6 and Doomsday within a month. Doomsday. What the frick is Doomsday? What are you talking about? Doomsday? Oh, you're talking about the dadgum movie. I was like, what the frick? I was like, I've not heard of that game. You're talking about the movie. I was like, huh? I was like, what game is that? Yeah, there it is. Avengers movie raid in the chat. If you guys are just tuning in, we're combing through all the games you might have missed in 2025. I can quickly give you the rundown of my list. These are games that you might have missed. Now, I started with the first one that everybody knows about, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Fun co-op brawler. But then I talked about Dunjungle, which is a roguelike 2D action-packed game. iRobot, not the movie. Very, very arcade-ish, like 80s infused sort of Atari-style game that's been reimagined. 2 Point Museum. Skate Story. Soulstone Survivors. I really want to check that one out. Ender Magnolia, I did play. If you like Metroidvanias, it's one of the highest rated ones I've seen in a while across all platforms. The sequel to Ender Lilies. I thought it was far superior to Ender Lilies. Sektori was one that we looked at as well. Monster Train 2, and then Promise Mascot Academy. Those were all the games that I walked through that I think are worth checking out. Could someone explain to me how Google Chrome crashes playing Google's YouTube? It's terrible, isn't it? Like I had to switch to Firefox on my streaming rig because it was just a nightmare trying to use it. I did not like it at all. That game that some of you guys were talking about moments ago, Absalom, is $19.99 on the US eShop and Steam. It's $18.99 with code OmenVIP. So it looks like there's a sale right now. Absalom, my wife and I tried it and we liked it. We just couldn't get the parry timing down, and so she would die. I got the parries some of the times, but yeah, it was pretty frustrating. Experience. We were really liking it, and then we got to a boss that basically requires the parry. He swings this big like scythe, and yeah. Lono also recommends 5 Hearts Under One Roof. No, I do not. I didn't even pull up the trailer for that. Yeah, guys, keep hitting the like button. We're really, really close to 200 likes. We need like 34 more. I'm scrolling through the feeds now. Doesn't look like anything really going on right now other than sales. This is kind of a tough time for gaming news coverage because it's literally just nothing but sales. That's why we wanted to do this stream today. We thought it'd be really fun for you guys to get like a list of games that maybe you missed out on, and a lot of them were on sale. So be sure to go back and watch this if you're looking for games to check out. Really, really excited for this one next year. I don't want to delve into anticipated games for next year, so I'm just going to give you a taste. That's replaced. We'll do that stream probably next week as we end the year. Most anticipated games of 2026. Okay, so Johan Rank, I believe that's how you say this name, is set to direct Assassin's Creed Netflix series. He's most known for his directional work on Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead. Okay, we might actually get a decent show then. Speaking of deals, if you guys have been wanting to get a Portal, Wario posting here on Blue Sky, the Portal is $179.99 at PlayStation Direct, Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop, Target. So the deal ends tomorrow. All right, if you've been thinking about snagging yourself a Portal, this dadgum thing is awesome now that they added cloud functionality. Good golly, I'm going to play a lot of games on that the next time I take a trip. I love it. I used it a lot when I was in Ohio. It's awesome. I played Arc Raiders on it over the cloud. It was perfect. I had almost no trouble with it whatsoever. Almost no latency. You just need good internet. It's honestly better on cloud than remote play, because remote play you're adding like another element of like if your home internet's having any issues. That guy also did Chernobyl. Oh my gosh, we might actually get an amazing Assassin's Creed show. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. I'm scrolling through here, boys. Not much going on. It is just a sales feast out here. Good time to be a gamer if you've been waiting to buy games, though, if you've set some money aside. Lot of game sales going on. iShow Speed is coming to Fortnite as latest Icon series. Good for Speed. PS5 consoles are on sale right now as well. Apparently PS5 consoles are also sale on direct. Oh, this is an ad, so Wario, this is paid for here. But they're doing, what is that? $400 for the digital, $650. The Pro is $100 off? Bro. It's time, boys. It's time to snag yourself one if you've been waiting. Proud of Speed not getting caught up in drama and stuff. Yeah, I love that him and Kai are like elevating the streaming world by not being like losers, because so many people turn into losers. Like they get popular and then they just start farming drama and being unkind and stupid, and both those guys have got their heads on straight, and I appreciate it. And you know, I didn't appreciate people acting like Kai can't have mental health problems just because he's been successful and wealthy. Like mental health can, you know, and struggles with mental health can come for everybody. You know, my heart goes out to any young man out here trying to make it, and what they got to put up with, and how much they get attacked and criticized and ridiculed, and the constant scrutiny, and you know, people trying to cancel you over nothing, and people trying to make you look a certain way. I understand that, you know, to a degree that many don't, and I'm, you know, thankfully still around. Some people aren't, but you know, just because you're successful doesn't mean there's not a massive amount of pressure and stress and frustration and anxiety, and yeah. Code Violet is by the makers of Quantum Error. Yeah, if you guys didn't see that, Code Violet, the guys that made Quantum Error, they are one of the worst developers out there. They're not only terrible at what they do, they are scumbags. Like, they leverage like drama and clicks, and they signal boosted harassment against me. I tried to do them a solid. Their game Quantum Error was such a steaming pile of crap that I didn't review it, because it would have been nothing but scathing ridicule. And they instead tried to flip it around and like signal boosted harassment and lies and criticism about me about it. It's like, I did you guys a solid. Your gaming was a steaming pile of refuse, and they're making another game now, and they're trying to farm drama about it on Twitter. I mean, I wouldn't, don't ever buy their game, don't support them, don't retweet them, don't give into their crap. They're a garbage company. They are garbage. Like, I don't hold back when a company's going to act like that. They make garbage games and they have garbage character. Like, the way they use their platform is just embarrassing. Don't support anything they do. They're trash. They hit Dreamcast guy after like 2 years later. Yeah. They tried to like, what they do, like copyright claim the video or something? Yeah, they're garbage. They got another, I guarantee you they're building and cooking another absolute bug-riddled, unpolished flop. And they'll, you know, they're already trying to pre-write the narrative. You know what I mean? Should make sure they garbage. Yeah. Whatever negative word you can come up with about a company, they're that. They're all of them. what was the company name? I don't even know. What is like Team Kill Media, isn't it, or something like that? I think that's their name. Yeah. Just the classic clip sniping garbage on Twitter where you try to do the right thing, you know, and these mentally deranged sycophants clip it and try to make you look bad. Like, yeah, Team Kill Media is their name. And they signal boosted it, and then they blocked me. And it was like, I did you guys a favor. Quantum Error was such a terrible game. I was like, I'm not going to review this game. I'm not going to have anything positive to say about it. I don't want to do that to a small team. Like, you did me a solid. You give me a code to your game. I didn't want to put you guys on blast and be like, this game is horrible, right? I didn't want to do that. Well, they tried to flip it around because, you know, people that hate me will take anything I do and try and make it look villainous. It's like, I was trying to be nice. I literally was like, I played the game for 20 minutes. I'm like, this game is so bad. I don't have anything nice to say. I didn't want to do that to a small team, and so I didn't end up reviewing it. You know, and people try to turn it into, you know, gets a code and doesn't review the game. It's like, that's not what I did. I was trying to do them a favor. That's the last time I'll do you a favor. I'll make sure everybody knows your next game's crap. Like, I'll make sure everybody knows not to trust you or support your next game. If that's how you're going to treat me for trying to do you a solid, you know what I mean? In signal boosting lies and harassment on Twitter because your game is a pile of crap. Like, get all the way out of here with that energy. Did you review Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers? Yeah, it's on the channel. Yeah. I don't know how far I was in the game, but I did like a review in progress. There was a lot wrong with Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. It was not a very polished game. It had a lot of performance issues. A lot of the things I took issue with, there was too much environmental pain, especially early in the game. They conceded that and they toned a lot of that down. But there were some issues with attack tracking. There was a charge attack that didn't proc properly pretty consistently in boss fights. They had terrible runbacks of the bosses that would include like elevators and stuff. They had a, I don't know. It was a game that needed a little bit more time and a little bit more guidance on, you know, on some of the level design and stuff. I was not the only one that criticized these elements of the game. Wu-Chang was, yeah, it had a lot of potential, I think, and I think they came back and they've been good. They've been good to update the game and fix it. I think it's in a much better place now. I feel like the score slowly started to improve, but I don't think it did that great starting out. Yeah, it has a, yeah, look, here's, this kind of really vindicates me here. Hang on. Let me drag it over here. So overall, it's got a 71%, and that's a very deserved score. It had performance issues, optimization issues. Pretty ugly game from performance-wise goes. Like, it's got a cool art style, but it looked terrible when you were playing. And the recent reviews are at a 91. This pretty much, you know, vindicates what I said initially about it, is that it had a long way to go. You know, which is unfortunate because it's one of those games where it's like, if you guys would have just waited 6 months, your game might have been in a better state and have a better overall score and maybe would have sold better commercially. Because, you know, when people see that kind of a score, like, they're less likely to buy the game. Like, you see a 71%, you might be like, I don't know about that. Especially with how many games are coming out and, you know, people's spending is a little constrained, you know, if you're budgeting, you know, your money and your time. I feel like a lot of games were literally trying to bum rush getting out before August and September. Nobody wanted to be even within a hair's breadth of the fall because the anticipation of GTA 6. GTA 6 completely disrupted the entire calendar. So it's a really solid game now. Now is the key word. Yeah, I mean, I had an early access copy. It was frustrating to deal with a lot of the issues. The runbacks, especially with elevators, the environmental design, there were very, very apparent glitches in the fights where, like, you're supposed to be able, and this is actually really cool. This is actually something that's really fun, is if you can get behind the enemy and you do a fully charged attack, you basically put them into that subdued, like, on their knee state where you do a ton of damage. Well, there's a couple of fights where, like, that's the entirety of the strategy. is get behind them. Well, there was one fight in particular where it wasn't working. I'd get behind her, I would do the fully charged attack, and she wouldn't go down. And then there were other times I would do the fully charged attack like from the front or from the side, and it would count it as a hit on her back. And I think some of it was because the boss designs, like the physicality of the design was very odd. They're sort of macabre, and they're sort of like they're built in like a twisted and contorted way. And so it's like it messes with the hit detection. My theory is what was happening is I would go to do the full attack swing on their back. And if their arm or their grotesque shape, if any of it was in that hemisphere, if that got hit first before the sword got to their back, it would register as like, oh, you hit them from the side, right? The runbacks are loading screens. No, they're not. That's not true at all. There were literal runbacks where you would wake up at the shrine and have to take an elevator all the way down. It wasn't a loading screen at all. It was just the way they built the game. It was very weird. It almost seemed trollish. It was like there were multiple fights where I did not quite understand why they did it. It was like, why are you making me ride on an elevator? Because there's plenty of other fights where like you get the shrine and then the boss is right there and you just run in and fight him again. It was very bizarre. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, Mars First Logistics. That one's been on my wish list for a while. We were gonna play that with Hilly, I think, and I believe it went on sale recently. Yeah, I'm having to do this just to get this to work. Yeah, so it's got a 95% on Steam. So that's a great score. It came out September this year into 1.0. It's a co-op 3D like building sandbox style game where it's like Tinker Toys kind of is what it makes me think of. You're like creating. I love the art style too. I just think it's got such a cool vibe. Very, very cool little game. We were going to play this one with Hilly. We've just never gotten around to it. So you can watch the game load as you run back. I promise you half the run backs are the game loading. No, I think you're completely incorrect. That's not true. That doesn't make any sense. I played the game extensively for the review. That isn't true. What is it loading? Some of the biggest and craziest boss fights, I would just... The shrine was like right outside the door. And some of these ones that you're talking about, like the one... It literally was like you would take the elevator down and it was a hallway and a room. There was nothing to load. It would like, I don't know what you're talking about. I never got the sense that they were hiding loading screens with like an elevator. I never once got that sense. Because you would die, you would sit there and wait, the game would come back up, there's your character, I'd like run over to the door, hit the button, and take the elevator down. I never once got the impression that they were doing a loading screen. You'd have to do some pretty compelling convincing, like with clips or something or footage to convince me of that. I never once thought that was what was going on. That doesn't make any sense because of the way the game is built. Why wouldn't you just load the area when I come back in, like after I die? Or just put a shrine outside of the door of the boss fight. Then you would just load that area when I respawn. I don't understand that from a design principle. Like, if that's what they were going for, they could have avoided that by just putting the shrine outside the door. I don't know. I think that takes the cake for top BS take of 2025 for me. What are you... Ouch. Really hurt. I got like a hangnail or something. Dang. What take are you talking about? Missed a lot of video today. What's good SEO? But one game I really want to recommend to the community is Octopath Zero. You don't need to play 1 or 2 or the mobile game before. It's a JRPG for the ages. Yeah, nobody said that one, but let's put it up on the... Let's put it up here. Okay. And while you guys are chilling and relaxing and enjoying the stream, make sure you're hitting the like button Double check it's saving your like as well. We only need about 23 more likes. You can see the game loading while running back. That's what I'm saying. You'd have to show me footage to convince me. I played the game a ton. I never got the sense that the run back was the game loading. It doesn't have that feel or that vibe. Like, I feel like you can catch that when that happens. There'll be like snags or stutters, or you'll be able to like see things popping in and loading in. That never happened in Wu Chang. Oh, box plates? Oh, you can make the PS5 look like a box. I've never seen that before. Huh. That's nice, because if you can make it like look uniform with like your entertainment center. Holy mackerel. Like, I like this new thing that people are doing with games. Like this, obviously, this is not like my jam, okay? And I know that's, for some people, this is like, they can't believe it. But like, I don't like every genre of game. But I love the art style of the classic Nintendo style, pixel graphics, like 2D pixel graphics, put into a three-dimensional space with lighting and shadows. I absolutely love it. I think it looks so, so cool. I really do. It's like it honors the past while bringing the game forward at the same time. Like, it's a really, really cool art direction choice. Try the Philabilia game that's coming? I don't know what that is. Huh? I think you misspelled something. Wasn't a huge fan of the PS5 design, to be honest, but the performance was exceptional. I love the title of the video. Okay, so apparently you can get this for your PlayStation to make it not look so, horrible. All right. Okay, so he's taking the plates off. Yeah, see, I could kind of get behind this. I'm going to be real with you. That actually looks kind of nice. Like, if you had like an entertainment center and you wanted all your stuff to like uniform and black with like a matte finish, so like it's not like shiny or anything like that. So obviously he's doing heat testing here to show how it's doing. So okay, default plates versus vented. So center hotspot, basically the same, but the body is cooler and the rear exhaust is cooler. I don't know if I would want rear exhaust to be cooler or not. That's not necessarily, that can be a good sign, but it can also not be a good sign. You want that exhaust to really be pulling heat out of the box. So that is a company called, what is that? Devon PC that makes those. D-E-V-Y-N. Devon. Like the normal black plates for the PS5. If I had like a really nice entertainment center that I had all my stuff in, I would care. I don't. So I kind of don't care. Like, I've got them basically like on the ground. It's just like, it doesn't matter to me. He's actually a content creator on the YouTube. So he's a creator and he like had those made. Is that something that he just started, or has he done that kind of thing before? Like creating things like that for your consoles? I built an exhaust fan out of the PS5 just to be sure it was cool enough. Mine wasn't mounted on the wall behind my TV. Yeah, like if you mount it like that and like nobody can see it, that can be pretty cool as well. Okay. So if you guys have any more games for 2025 that we might have missed, throw those in the chat really quickly. Everybody double check. There's 245 people here. Make sure you've hit that thumbs up, that like. We need 20 more. Let's do that right now. Let's scramble to the 200 line on the like count before we get to that 2-hour mark. And yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, Destiny Rising is getting Crota's End. I wonder just how much of Destiny is going to end up in Destiny Rising. You're playing Rise of the Tomb Raider on PS4 and Hollow Knight, Horizon Forbidden West DLC, Burning Shores, Mega Man, Ghost of Tsushima. Wait, I don't understand. You're playing on the PS4. How are you playing Burning Shores then? Or are you playing Burning Shores on PC? Or did you mean to put PS5? I'm confused. That's a lot of games too. Just bought Warriors Abyss on sale. You have my like. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Marx. A very good roguelike with solid progression. Warriors Abyss. What are the platforms? Oh, it looks like it's on all platforms. Warriors Abyss. Currently on sale for $16.95. PS4 and PS5 game. It's got a 4.5, so it's a 90. When did this one come out? Oh, I see. They're definitely selling the Nakey Nake waifu stuff. Let's check out this trailer. Just 10 months ago. Let me click. Does this one oh, I think I remember seeing this one. Yeah, the camera angle and like the insanity of it. Like it reminds me of those what are those games called? They made a Zelda one where like you kill everything really, really fast. There's like just enemies everywhere. Are they heroes? What are they? Shoot. It's escaping me. What kind of games are those called? It's like what's it called? Frick. Where there's tons of enemies and they made the Zelda one this year. Is it Heroes? It's something like that, isn't it? Oh. This is one of those things where someone will put it in chat and I'm mad that I can't remember it. It's like a Warriors game, right? Dynasty Warriors, not Heroes, Warriors. That's it. Yeah, this one looks a little crazy. Yeah, this is kind of like a roguelike Survivor style injected with some Dynasty Warriors influence, for sure. For sure. Looks like 007 First Light's going to get a delay. This isn't surprising given what it looks like. We have decided to move the release date 2 months to the 27th of May. Yeah. It looked like it was a little rough around the edges when they finally decided to show it. That's actually not surprising. So they're going to want to get these games delayed before we get into the new year. So, what's this one here? Oh, I already did that one. Mars First Logistics. Thank you so much. Dr. Red, not Dr. Dre. Dr. Red. I called you Dr. Dre earlier. Hilarious. I start too many games at once. I had to slow down and focus on one game at a time. I can't do the thing where I play a bunch of games at the same time. I picked up Rise of the Ronin for the PS5 as well as Ratchet and Clank at GameStop. Oh, you meant to put PS5. Yeah, I was so confused. You were like listing stuff that's like not possible on the PS4, and I'm like, huh? After Mind's Eye, all IO Interactive is wait and see for me. That's respectable after Mind's Eye. You know, that's respectable. I tried to tell folks, man, that one looked bad from jump. I was like, something is off here. Something's not right. And it is bad. It was bad. Better delay for 2 months than release a crappy state and do 2 months of updates after release. I mean, what we were just talking about with Wu Chang. You know what I mean? We were just talking about that with Wu Chang. It's like, you literally could have waited. You know, you could have waited 6 months. Instead of, you push it out, and then like everybody's got to sit there and deal with it and kind of wait, and then you end up making it better. Excuse me. I can play games in different genres at the same time. I could maybe do that, like different genres. Like I could maybe do that because what you're dealing with is like you're able to kind of shift gears from one to the other. I do feel like a lot of the times though with me, there's something called, I guess I'll call it this. There's something called like game inertia. Or like velocity or momentum. I think any of these words work. I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I get the game. I know what I'm doing. Boom, 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 boom. And if I come back to it like a day or two later and I've been playing something else, it's like I've lost my inertia. I've lost my momentum. And I kind of have to like re-acclimate or something. Does that make sense? I don't know. That's like something that I genuinely feel like in a game when I'm playing it. And if I take too much time away from it, it just doesn't work. So, yeah. A member plus from Winged Wheel. Thank you so much. Let me add you to the total. Appreciate you, dude. 12 months. Merry Christmas, Lono and family. I appreciate that, Winged Wheel. Give me 1 second here. Wu Chang could have waited 6 months and put out the game they have now, and it would have been considered the new Lies of P. Releasing a mid-broken product in June and patching it still leaves a bad feeling for day one buyers. Yeah. It's unfortunate, you know. They had some cool ideas. They had some cool build ideas and things you could do, you know, with the skill trees and stuff. So, if you guys are just tuning in, we've been looking at games you might have missed in 2025. Make sure and hit the like button as you come in. If you want to talk in the chat, feel free to do that. Chime in with games that you think that we need to include. We've gone through a whole host of games already. Gears of War Reloaded on PlayStation Store is less than $20. Wild that Microsoft's doing to the brand. Legacy depleted. I don't agree with that. I think that that that's to be expected. I don't think that game was ever going to go that crazy. I think Gears of War E-Day has the potential to be extremely strong on PlayStation. I think people like third person. I think people like gritty games and shooters. And I think a brand new Gears, especially in Unreal and Coalition, is going to bring the heat. I think that game could actually do very well. Yeah, I don't think the remake or the remaster or whatever you call it, I don't think that ever had a strong chance to to be anything. Like, I don't know. The biggest Lego Lord of the Rings set ever to reportedly release will release in June and cost over $650. New trailer for Carmageddon comes out next year. Roguelike car combat game. I've seen that. We're kind of saving games from 2026 for a different. We'll do a different stream where we'll do like most anticipated games of 2026. We'll probably do that like next week. Trying to get back into Borderlands 4. I just got bored after a quest or two. Yeah, Borderlands 4 overstays its welcome because they didn't do a good job with the open world design. Like, the first area is like perfect, and it's super satisfying to go unlock everything and clear everything. Excuse me. And then you get to the next area, and it just, the map flow is terrible. The map flow is absolutely terrible. It's like there's too much verticality. Everything is a road. It like doesn't flow. You sort of feel like it's like every time you're trying to go somewhere, it's like this winding, twisting path. And what you end up doing is you end up constantly sort of like looping back. So I don't know. It just, spoiler alert, Saros is number 1. Oh, for me personally, yes, but that's also an opportunity for you guys to bring, your most anticipated games as well. So, yeah. Super close. Oh, you guys got us right there. 200 likes is like right there within reach. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. It helps us out. I will go back and add timestamps. So if you missed my top 10 games that you might have missed in 2025, that will be timestamped. You'll be able to kind of go through and check each game rather quickly. Let's see here. These bots on Twitter, man, they're getting pretty elaborate. They're getting smarter if they're DMs. I would like to buy a Switch 2 and play Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Yeah, I was never really too enthused about a Metroid from that angle. I've always kind of wanted a new take on like the Super Metroid style. I kind of want to go back and try Metroid Dread and see if I can get into it, because at the time it wasn't what I expected, but it started to grow on me, and then something else came out that I had to play, or something with Destiny happened. I can't remember. When did Metroid Dread come out? Again, 2021 was just such a hard year for us because we had to switch the show to over here. And I remember I started to vibe with it, and I've wanted to go back and start all the way over and see if I can't like get into a groove with it. Because at the time, it wasn't what I expected. It was more of a sequel to like Metroid Fusion than it was like a Super Metroid. And which is fine that they built it that way. I wasn't aware that that's what I was buying, which I guess you could probably say is like on me. But yeah, I want to go back and try to get into it. I was never too enthused about a first-person Metroid, and then I read some of the reviews. I watched SkillUp's review, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to vibe with this, and I just passed. So, yeah. Oh, we need 2 more likes. You guys are crushing it on the like count. Absolutely love Super Metroid, but I too would also like to play Metroid Dread. It got a lot of awards and a lot of recognition. People really, really liked it. And, I started to get into a groove with it, and then we were over here, and we were like basically trying to do the we were trying to do like the variety coverage and news coverage thing, and it was just really, really hard to plant a flag in a game and try to finish it at the time. Like, the schedule was just really, really cramped and tough. So, All right, well, guys, today and tomorrow are going to be short days because of the holiday week, and it's a great reason to be in the Discord and be a part of Member Plus or VIP. You don't just add to the total over here to help us hit a goal every week, but you get more content. So you're going to want to be in the Discord. Just a 2-hour stream today instead of 3. But we're going to continue just kind of hanging out in the Discord in the green room. Tomorrow's going to be a very, very similar thing. I don't actually even know what the topic of tomorrow is going to be. We will see. I'll see what we can come up with in the green room. If you liked today and you appreciated today's coverage, remember to hit like, support the channel with a subscription, a like, or a membership. That is how I do this full time. And then if you are a member, you can hang out in the Discord and you can continue with us in the green room. All right. Thanks for a great day. Enjoy your holiday. If I don't see a lot of you tomorrow, because I know Christmas Eve you guys might be traveling, but those of you that I will see tomorrow, I know some of you are still working. We're going to do another short day tomorrow as well, given the holiday week. All right. We'll see you guys in the Discord. Thanks so much.